everyone. Sorry for that incredibly long intro. Hi Julie, hi Pauline. Hello Facebook user. Whoever's watching me in my Facebook group, that will be you. I'm having a little bit of an issue with Instagram. We don't seem to be live on there, and I'm not sure why. I have just sent a quick SOS to my husband, but if he turns up down here, I don't know. But anyway, how are we? Oh, he has got the message. That's good. Sorry, we are live, so I'm afraid you're going to have to help me whilst we're live. I'll swizzle round. I added a new stream key and everything, but now I can only see that. So I thought it maybe it being because it's waiting. Sorry, guys. I will flip you around. So, whilst he's there, how many... Oh, I can't see myself. Never mind. We'll go blind. How many of you guys have background papers like this? Hi, Sue. So I thought we would look at a really quick and easy way of creating a sort of little mini book. So here's some that I've prepped. So these are basically backgrounds that I have made in the past. And we are going to make little mini books with them, and they are honestly the easiest things in the world to do. So we are going to try. I managed to get to that screen and then it didn't work. Are you streaming up there? Anyway, so this is going to be fun. Technology is always marvellous. So what I have done is, because as I was starting to make these ones, I realised that they are really nice and pretty on these pages here. But then on the back, they are quite blank apart from where things have bled through, which is absolutely fine because we can decorate it up as we go. But I thought it would be easier if we actually had stuff on both sides. So I'm going to do one where we cut it. So you don't actually need scissors for this particular thing. I'm going to do one where we cut, and then I'm going to do one where we tear. And yeah, we will have a lovely time no matter what we do. So I'm just going to get started with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold the paper in half, like so. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder and let's just do this. Oh, thank you. Hello, is it Dengina? I'm not sure if I pronounced that. I'm a mum. Hi both, how are you? So we're just going to score down like so. Oh, my husband's joined too, even though he stood right next to me. How lovely. And then we are going to fold the, thank you very much for your assistance. We are going to fold it in half again this way, and again we are going to score along like so. So a great way. Hello Andrew, how are you? I was about to call you the real Chiel and then I noticed who you were. And then we are going to fold into the centre and score that down again. And then we will do that again, like so. Very repetitive. Hello Susan and hello Amy. How are we all this evening? So we'll just score down here. So essentially, you can do this with whatever size of paper that you have as well. It doesn't matter. I quite fancy doing one on a big A3. So we've basically folded in half, folded in half, and folded in half again. Okay, so now I'm actually just going to tear this one to show that you don't even need scissors to make this mini book, because I'm going to just really emphasize this score line. If we're going to do a tear, we need a nice strong score line. So I'll flip it the other way as well and score this way as well. Hello Sue and hello Candy's Crafts. Lovely to have you all with us. So what's everybody been up to today? So I'm just going to literally tear this now, and we're going to tear across 2/3. So we're going to just tear it along like so, but not all the way. We're just going to leave this bit intact. Okay, then we just fold like so. This one folds together, so we will need a spot of glue at some point for that. And then we have that. Now, obviously these are nice torn edges and the rest of them are nice and neat. So what I would do is, if you're wanting that sort of torn look, we can come in. Hello Pauline, how are you? You have been working and making cards and colouring. The colouring and making cards sounds absolutely perfect. That is my sort of kind of a day. So we can just make this distressed and just rough up all the edges like so. And then we have created a gorgeous little mini book. So confession time now, and I want to know how many of you have lots of backgrounds that we've had fun making, and we've got all our products out and our stencils, or we've done jelly printing. How many have a box of gorgeous jelly prints that you've done nothing with? You're doing some sketches for ideas for a wedding invite. Oh, it's lovely making wedding cards. I did some for a friend once. It's always fun. Hi, Ice Stone. Sorry, I'm afraid on Instagram it only gives me your Instagram handle, so you have to give me your name so I can say hello properly. So I'm just going to rough this up, and then we could go over the process again, because it's not that difficult, but we'll go over it again just to cement it. You've not had time to craft, Julie, only time for work. Nah, no, that's rubbish, isn't it? So we will just rough up these edges. So I can see that there's 5 of you watching in the group. If you are watching in the group, you may need to give me your name, because it doesn't automatically give me your name. It just shows up as Facebook user for some strange reason. So as I said, now we have a little mini book, and the fact that we've used something both sides. So as I said, we just need to glue that part together. And there we go. Really easy peasy. And we've used up a whole sheet of our backgrounds. And quite often, if there's backgrounds that we don't like how they've turned out, quite often once we see them small, they're not too bad. Hello Monica, lovely to have you with us. So we'll just go over that again, and then we'll start decorating one. I'm not going to promise that we'll manage to get the whole thing done, but we'll make a start. So we will do that again. Which one should we go for? Should we go for the blue one or this one? Blue or roses? Hello Rianne, how are you? Hello. What do we reckon? Roses or blue? You decide. Roses. Okay, Julie got in first, so we'll go with this one. This one could be fun. This one has, what do you call it? I have mixed mica powders with a gel medium. So there's a shine on that, and there's a bit of a texture to it. Oh, Mum says pink too. That's good. I've gone with what my mother likes, so we're all's good. Okay. You all seem to be viewing this unanimously, so it's all good. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on with that texture piece. This is what's fun with crafting with backgrounds that you've made before. You can't exactly remember what's on it. So, yeah, it makes for interesting results. So we've gone in half lengthways. And then we're going to do the same, like this. And fold it like so. And then once we've done that, we're then going to fold from the edge to the middle line. It's actually probably just as well I'm doing this one with scissors, because I'm not quite sure how we'd get on tearing through that paste. But at least we get 2 different looks. Hi Sheila. Hi Kim. Okay. So we'll score that down like so. And then we will do the same here. And then we've created a gorgeous little mini journal. Hi Tracy. How are you? So, hello Poppet 902. Lovely to have you with us. So I'm going to do the same thing again, except this time I'm going to use my scissors, and we're going to cut. Actually, going to cut this way because I quite like these roses. I don't want that to end up in the fold. So we are going to cut straight along. If we can get our scissors through that gel medium. Like so. And then, as we did before, we can fold to this point. There we go. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Okay, so just to go over that. So we have that we've cut it. Two parts need to go together. But I want to preserve that part, so I'm folding those two down together. And we'll stick those. And then this becomes a little mini book. Like so. She says, I've just like refolded it there and suddenly made that seem really complicated. There we go. Right. So that's our little mini book. Although I kind of want that to be the front cover, so I'm just going to... I'm just going to refold that. There we go. I want it that way. But basically, the bit where it's like this, you do have to fold that and stick that together. So let's grab a bit of glue and we will stick that together. Hi Stacey. Hi Julia. I hope you're well. Popped in for a good while. You're from Scotland, just outside Glasgow in a town called Paisley. Hi Stacey. Yes. We pop down to Glasgow fairly often. Right, I'm going to get some glue. Get some glue on this bit and get that stoked. And then we can start decorating. Hello Caroline, how are you? Okay. So now that we've glued that, let's have it this way because I want to go in this way. I want this as the front cover. And then we have our little mini book that goes like this. And then goes like that. Determined to pull that part. Right. There we go. So let's start to decorate. We don't need much. So I do have a box of stamps next to me and I have my bit box. Here be the bit box. So let's see what we can do. Hello, I'm not going to murder this, so I'm really sorry if I get this really wrong. I've just realised I've not put this light on. Is it Tara Funkin? Hiya. Sorry if I butchered your name. Right, let's see, what can we have? Oh, we've got a little... She would work. Oh, it kind of hides the roses. Let's have a little look. Oh, we've got some music paper there. We could add that to some pages. We'll do that in a minute. I'm just trying to see if we've got anything else for a front cover. We've got Lady B. Ooh, we've got some tissue paper. That could be fun. It's amazing what you find in your bit box. That's why I like having one, because you sit there and think, I would not have put that together in a million years, but somehow, oh, we've got some, I don't know if she'll work, but we'll take her out anyway, just in case. And we have, what else do we have? A whole load of awesomeness. Right, I feel quite, I'm going to forget the cover just now, but I'm thinking that some of these elements that we've got here would be quite good. I feel like you should be closer, but I think that's as close as I can get you. Hello, Plum Blossom Lane. Sorry I don't have your first name. It's lovely to have you with us. Okay, so here's a front cover. Let's move on to some of these. Right, so that's a whole strip. I'm going to add some bits and pieces to all of it, and then we can work on the pages as individuals. We have got some gorgeous music paper. I do love adding paper to things. So let's do that. I'm going to tear it up again. So this was one of our local charity shops quite a while ago. had this offer on that you could have all the books that you could fit into a bag for £5. And I went and asked them, I says, how big is the bags allowed to be in any size? So I came with a bag for life, and literally I've got boxes of books that I can, and things that I can use for mixed media. Let's go for something like that. Yeah, we'll maybe decorate these 4 pages together, and we'll build something up, and then we can work on some of the other pages again. You've been using your Bitbox, Caroline. Bitboxes are wonderful things. They really are. Right, I'm just going to stick this down with glue for the minute. I will grab the gel medium out, but I think by the time we get gel medium and gesso and whatnots of things down, we will be all good. So we'll get that down there. So I need to find out now how many of you are going to make a mini book out of any backgrounds that you have made, or mop-up pages that you have. Good evening, whoever's just joined me in my Facebook group and said good evening to you. I'm sorry, but for some reason Facebook is it's a real pain in that particular part. It's Maxine. Hello. Right, whilst I'm at it and I've got these bits here, I'm just going to keep sticking them down randomly. Hello Yvonne, lovely to have you with us. Okay, so I'm just going to stick, as I said, we will work on these 4 pages. We will complete these tonight, and as soon as this stuff is just sat on my desk, I think it would be rude not to just stick it down somewhere. And hello Claire, how are you? Are you coping with the school holidays? No more trips to Frankie and Benny's. Frankie and Lola's even. Oh, I always get those 2 mixed up for some bizarre reason. Right, we're just randomly sticking things down now. Okay, right. And then I have this. Now this really is, hello Kim, this really is a mop-up sheet. Look at this. This is tissue. This is tissue paper. I made this ages ago. This was a proper mop-up sheet, so quite often if I'm using sprays, I protect my decks with tissue paper, and so as to not waste the ink, I just save it. And then I think in a live eons ago, we stamped on it, and it's the equivalent of sort of making nice rice papers and things. So I'm going to take a few patches of these. I'm going to have to get my gel medium out now, and we'll just layer some of these over. And it'll help to build up a little bit of interest. Hello. Who is it? Ramanachat? Oh, honestly, the names that come in on Instagram, it's quite difficult for me. So I do apologise if I get your name wrong. Right, let's grab some gel medium. Gel medium is wonderful stuff. Everyone should have some. Literally sticks anything to anything. It's marvellous stuff. So I'm going to use it now to stick this down. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I knew I was going to make the little mini book, and that's about all I knew. So we are just winging it. You're just watching the creative process as it occurs. So we just hope it does actually occur, and that we end up with something by the end of the evening. Hello Craft Villa, lovely to have you with us. Right, those are actually very similar colours, and I think I've even used the same stencil, which is quite fortuitous, but it also sort of blends together a bit too well. So let's grab something that's a little bit more colourful. Just to kind of break the page up a little bit. So I'm going to pop this down here. I'm just going to stick the edges. I'll probably come in with gesso in a little bit, and we'll make all these pieces work together somewhat better. And then we will find little bits just to finish them off. Okay, cool. So the moral of the story is save all your mop-up pages but also all these backgrounds that you've been making and had a lovely time playing with. Make sure we use them and turn them into pretty things. I actually might prefer this girl on these pages now. I think she could quite work. I can't remember which way around I had that now. I'll go with this way for just now. You made some scribble pages with the children using crayons, paints and finger painting, can't read now. Finger painting, making funky backgrounds. I had no idea what to do with them. Oh, see, this is the thing. You don't even need scissors for this. So if you've got, get the kids back, you know, that you made the backgrounds with, and then they get a lesson in folding. And you can even turn it into maths if you want, halves and quarters. You know, depends how fun you want to be. And, you know, then they can make little mini books. I mean, how cute. They'd be so proud. I remember writing a story. My mum's in the chat. I remember for my mum at one of my mum and dad's wedding anniversaries. My present to them was that I wrote them a story. Kids love making books. Right, I'm going to put this a little bit along here. And the thing is, we're layering things over each other. So that music paper is still peeking through. We can still see it. But we are just giving lots of layers and interest. And now this paper is wrinkling up a little bit, but that adds texture. So it's all good. Right, I think just to even it out, I'm going to bring a little bit on one of the edges here and then a little bit down here. Fab idea, not that I know any kids. That's all right, it's fun for adults too. I'm having a whale of a time. Actually, I did some crafting up at an old people's home a couple of weeks ago, so it might be an idea for them. We could make little memory books for them. I actually might speak to Joel about that, see if they've got any like photos or memorabilia or something like that that they'd like to stick in a book. That's a bit too heavy, I don't want it that heavy. So I'm just going to tear that again and make it a really thin strip. You're not very child friendly. That's all right. Sometimes I love them and sometimes they're not my favourite creatures. Although today, Kezzy and I have had a lovely day. It's been very good and it's been very pleasant. She's done some candle making. That's her current hobby now. And we've got her a little wax melter because she's taken it quite seriously. She's very good. So she's made a couple of candles. She's been making some wax melts. So then we went up to Hobbycraft and we bought some jars because we saw this gift idea. We went to one of these really posh shops at the weekend and they were selling wax melts, little pretty wax melts in a jar for an extortionate price. And I was saying, oh, you could do that. So that's exactly what we've done. So we went to Hobbycraft and bought some jars and yeah, she's been making wax melts and putting them in jars. They're very pretty. Right, I am just about to waft this with a heat gun because it's all very sticky, and then we will blend it together with a little bit of gesso and create a little bit of white space, and then we can decide what we do next. Ooh, you'll buy a wax melt if she's selling. I'll let her know. Sorry, I should have given you a warning that I put the heat gun on. Sorry if you're listening with an earbud. I'm just going to waft this down. Just because I've created a big sticky mess. So we will, the only thing with gel medium is if you let it dry naturally, it's all well and good. If you force dry it like we are with the heat gun now, it is going to bubble a little bit. So that's okay. It just adds extra texture. But if you don't want bubbling, then you would just leave it be and come back to it at a later point. It's all very sticky. Right. So now I'm going to come in with, that's transparent gesso. I don't want that. I want wedge gesso. So what I tend to find is when we are doing books like this, it looks, at this moment in time, it looks like we've stuck a bunch of random stuff on a bit of paper, and essentially that's exactly what we have done. But we do want it to have some sort of cohesion and look like it was meant to be. So, hello Marina. What I find is, if we get a little bit of gesso, and I'm just going to come in. You talked about finger painting, well that's exactly what we're about to do. Get your fingers in there. You don't have to, but I prefer it. I think it's much more organic. And so the edge pieces, like here we've got a straight harsh edge here. I'm not going to like that. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of the gesso. And then we just sort of, it's very transparent for some reason. Here we go. Add a bit of the gesso, and then if we take those, it just takes those harsh lines, and so I tend to go with sections that I have put things together, like here, and here. There's kind of a crossover, and then if we just sort of add a little bit of gesso into these bits and blend it, it suddenly all looks like, you know, you get when you buy these pattern papers and you've got lots of elements of it all on the one page, and it looks like it belongs. I find doing this particular process, it looks like it all belongs together, and it stops looking like a bunch of random stuff that has just been stuck down. It gives it a bit more cohesion, and it makes a bit more sense. So my gesso is very runny for some reason, so I am struggling a little bit. It's new gesso. I'll try like padding it instead. I'm running out of things to say now. My brain's just gone, nah. There we go. It's getting there. And then we'll have to waft with the heat gun again. So at this point, as I said, and we've got a bit that's loose here, but that's fine. As I said, it all becomes added texture. So again, here we've kind of got that harsh edge, but just by putting a little bit of the gesso, and your gesso is semi-transparent, so again, you do see the elements that are underneath. You don't lose it. You just sort of blend it together so it looks more cohesive, and it just adds more interest. I like it when you look at like mixed media piece and you see something, but then the more you watch, the more you look at it, the more you see. There's like layers and interest. So I'm just going to, so that just looks far more cohesive now as a page. I really should do this sometime and sort of take photographs between each stage so you can see the difference that a certain process makes to a project. There we go. So it's a lot more interest on that now than when we first started. I'm actually just wiping my hand off on that bit of tissue paper now because I can't find a cloth. Right, I'm going to waft with the heat gun now. So for those of you with earbuds, 3, 2, 1. And again, I'm going to get a little bit of bubbling because of the fact that I am force drying it with heat. And then we can maybe do a little bit of stamping. So the minute I'm sort of doing all as one page, I'll get a little bit of stamping on there, and then we maybe need to sort of treat each section as an individual page. So we kind of want it so that all is cohesive, but then that each page works independently. And obviously we've made loads of these little books like this, and we glue those sections together. But if you wanted to make a really big book, you can just keep gluing sections together. So you could add loads and loads and loads. Hello Andrea, how are you? Okay, so we have all of this, like so. Let's grab a stamp now. I'm going to look for some background stamps. And I'm hoping that they will just jump out at me. Obviously they're not, because, you know, we're live. See, I'm trying to find what I need in here. I've created little labels, but I need to get better labels. So what I'm looking for is my background stamps, but they are trying to remain hidden just now. Oh, we've got some Stampomentals. They'll do. They work as background stamps. They're not the ones I was going for. I was actually trying to go for the ones that we have in stock, because that would be far more useful. But so that you're not just sat watching me look for stamps for 3 days, we will maybe just have to go with what we've got, because they are not automatically jumping out to me. Yep, right. So we'll just put that away for just now. Hello, Carolina. What card are you using for these concertina books? To be honest, I really don't know, because they are all background papers, so they're mop-up pages that I have had in my stash. So I've gone through a whole load of background papers. So if you're anything like me, I have a whole host of papers and cards and backgrounds that, you know, I've made with various settings, either on a gel plate, testing out stencils. So some of them are on printer paper, some of them are on watercolour card, some of them are on Dolly Dimples. I am going to make an educated guess and say that this one is a Dolly Dimples one. This one's watercolour, because it's slightly more heavy textured. This one here is printer paper. So I'm literally just using whatever is in my stash, Stacey. Hi, Craft Knit and Sew. Is it Martin? Sorry, it's trying to get everyone's names. So sometimes it just shows your handles rather than your actual names. So sorry that that's not particular. It was A4 sized. So they started off like this. Okay, as an A4 piece. And we folded it in half that way. And then we folded it in half that way and that way. And once we had all the score lines, we scored along the middle but left the last section. That last section you fold back and you glue together, and then you have your elements like this then that you can just create a little book with. Okay, so let's get some of these stamps out. I'm a bit gutted because I really want to use my background stamps, because I want to use the Harlequin stamp, but I can't find it. Because I want it, I can't find it. Typical. Typical. Okay, let's grab some. I'm actually going to use my hybrid ink, because I don't know what I'm doing next, and it means then that whether I use watercolour or alcohol markers or whatever I decide to use, it will still work. So I'm not going to stamp properly with an ink block, because I'm just trying to add a little bit of detail. A little bit of interest. So also to say, we are on Crate and Craft tomorrow. The lovely Leonie. It's not with anything new. It's with the gorgeous Holiday Caravan range. But it's nice to see new inspiration and the direction that somebody else takes the stamps. So the lovely Leonie is going to be doing that tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So if you fancy a little bit more inspiration, you may want to do that. So I'm going to pop that in various places, like so. And then let's waft that again. Hello Tracy, how are you? Yeah, I'm giving this a little bit of a waft, because I can see it's still quite wet and I'm going to end up smudging it, quite frankly. So I think that's quite good as a background. We can now start decorating the individual pages. Okay. So they're still a little bit sticky. We've got those as individual pages. So I think what I am going to do, I'm going to need to leave them to dry properly. I use gel medium, literally sticks anything to anything. Right. I should not have done that. I've literally welded everything together now with that heat. Never mind, just adds texture, it's all good. Right, there we go. We've got it open and we've created some gorgeous texture at the back here. So, moral of the story, don't heat stuff and then fold it up. I was just trying to see what it looked like folded, but there we go. Hello Laura, how are you? So I am going to grab a pen and I'm going to turn these all into individual spaces so that I can work within them. Okay. I'm going to create little frames in each one and then I can work with them as individual spaces. So I quite like to do this, especially in journal pages, so that everything sort of works independently on its own, but also it's cohesive to everything else. But we can still see all the different sections. I'm very loose. I'm holding the pen quite far back and I'm literally just scribbling. I might have to do some inking around all of those as well. We'll sort that in just a second. Let's see if we can manage to fold it up without causing havoc like we just did. That was entertaining. Always happens when you're live. If it can go wrong, it'll go wrong when you're live. Because it's all sort of blending together and looking like one, which is kind of what we wanted. But I also want them to look like individual pages. So I'm just going to grab my ink pad again and get those different sections inked. Okay. Gives that a nice distressed feel as well. So. Hello, Jakey. Right. There they go. Now they look a little bit more like 4 individual panels, which is what I was going for. We're going to end up having to blast this with a heat gun again because we've just put wet ink everywhere. But yeah, now it looks much more like 4 individual panels of one piece because we've got the black to divide it. And I like to do this. This is why I tend to put an edge or a squiggly border around absolutely everything I do, because as you can see, the difference between what we had before, where it all looked like one big thing, and now you can see the 4 separate compartments. And that is down to the fact that we have got that edging. So basically what you're doing is telling the brain to look in here. It's also the tip for layering lots of pattern paper so it doesn't all become a mayhem that the brain can't cope with. Framing it or putting a black outline around it makes difference. So I'm just going to waft this again, because if not, we are absolutely going to end up with black fingerprints everywhere. And now I'm going to raid the old bit box and see what we can find to put in here. And then, as I said, on other lives. So, question for you. Would you like to see this book completed gradually on various lives? So it would probably be, I don't know, another 2 lives to finish it? Or would you prefer that I finish it on like a YouTube video? I'm trying to work out what's occurred here. Anyway, that's fine. We'll work that out another day. Let's pull the bit box back in. Where have I put it? It's up here. So, as I said, this seems to go quite well here now. I quite like that. I don't like her on the front, but I quite like her there. But we need to see what we've got on the other, what we've got for the other sections as to whether we can make it to coordinate. We've got little houses. They might be quite cute, actually. That might work. Ooh, there's enough houses there for us to put one on each section. Let's do that. Right. I'm going to cut into these little houses. Now I've gone a completely different direction and I can see me pulling out these stamps, but hey ho. We could put a little house on each one. Ooh, I like that. You like the little houses and you'd like to see it in lives. Okay, we will do that then. I can't promise that they will be consecutive lives because, you know, we may have releases and things to do in between, but I will definitely do it in a series of lives. And I also have lives booked with Create and Craft for the next 3 weeks as well, which is exciting. So I will be going live as normal, Monday 8 o'clock as normal. And then next week we will also be live on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And then the following 2 weeks will be Tuesday but at 1 p.m. So there'll be a lot more live crafted. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. Right. I'm just trying to work out what I can sort of, this one, because obviously because all the houses are stacked together, we've just got a random bit that's been cut out here. So I'm trying to make sure. You have the best husband ever. You went to your GP's on the 27th and was told to go to my local hospital for an MRI. Oh, sorry, I've had such a rough time. You slipped a disc and got blue lighted to the bigger hospital in Glasgow and had a back surgery. Oh dear, that sounds very painful. How are you now? Are you feeling okay? Am ready to took some of your crafting stuff down into the living room? Oh, yeah, it's nice to have crafting. Crafting just helps you to kind of zone out for a little bit, just to kind of forget what's going on, and it's very good for your health. I honestly feel that crafting is just as good for your overall health and well-being as going for a walk, and it's important to take time for it. It's scientifically proven that being creative is good for you. Right. And creativity has many different ways, shapes and forms. Quite like that tucked like that, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see what occurs. I'm going to end up needing to get scrap paper now. Right. We could have fun with these because these are going to have, unless... And we'll make it work. I'm just going to go for it and cut them out and we'll make it work. I'm not quite sure how yet, but we will. We will make it work. It's very good therapy. I'm glad it's helped you. Now I'm just sitting fussy cutting. I'm hoping that that's... I feel like... Oh, do you know what? I knew that you were too far away. I was thinking, why is that so far away? I think I was got my buttons mixed up. There we go. That's better. We can see a bit better now. Got a very wibbly wobbly house there, but you know, it's all good. Oh, you can vouch for that too. That's good. I'm glad to say. I'm not going to cut that little sign out because that's just too fiddly. Right. Let's see how we can make this work. Right, there we go. See, if we go over that now, that hides that little bit. So we can start to overlap things and it helps them to make sense. So a few flowers and things, and we might just manage to get that sorted. Okay. to stick those down like so. Yeah, that's cool. Right. What else do we have in the bid box? I don't want her anymore because we've gone for houses. Hello, Anne. Lovely to have you with us. Right. Found a few sentences that might be useful. I'm needing taking that because we might be able to steal the clouds. We can put cloud right here. We go. We've got flowers. This is why everyone needs a bit box. We've got flowers that we can use. These will disguise a multitude of sins. I don't know what these will do, but we'll have them anyway. Oh, I seem to have loads of these bumblebee flowers. Oh, we've got a broken tree. And another flower. Oh, it's all good. It's going to come together. We're going to make it work. I love crafting with a bit box because you end up putting stuff together that you would have never put together in a million years otherwise. It's a bit like leftover night. You know, you would never deliberately make spinach curry and haggis and lasagna and put it all on the same plate, but somehow when it's leftover night, it works really well. And that's how I feel about bit box crafting. Oh, I've got some random pieces in there that might work. And we have some sentiments. Let's pull those out. Oh, another cloud. That could be useful. Don't think we need a shell. Oh, I've got some trees. Right, I think we're good. Now we've got enough here to make something occur. Right. Have that, and then, oh, I've got a little tree there. Maybe put that one there. Oh, I like that one there. Let's have that. That's nice. Okay. I don't know why, but I think that works. It's a very random pink double sun. Right. We need to fix the wibbly wobbly house. And then we can have a cloud on this one. I've got some more of these bumblebee flowers. And then we've got this tree. Do we have two trees here? Ooh. Oh, I like that. It's the eclipse. It is. It's the eclipse of the double pink suns or moons. No, don't like that. Let's have another spade because I feel like we are in some sort of bizarre wonderland. We're also needing to deal with this wibbly wobbly house a little bit. I think we maybe have to put the spade behind it though. This could possibly work if we chop into it. Oh, that's okay. That's working. I think it's working. What do we think of this as a layout? I think that's not too bad. I think by the time we get a little bit of shadowing in, we could be cooking on gas. Right, let's move all of this out this way and get it stoked. Get it stuck down. Thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. I am quite surprised. So, I mean, you start crafting, there's no plan, but you start crafting and then it just sort of starts happening. I think by the time we scribble a bit of grass in there, in all of this, and we do a little bit of shadowing, we will be all good. Check that I've got that about right. Move that over. About there, I think. There we go. we're cooking on gas is a Scottish phrase. Face blue, smiling, face blue. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I've got all sorts of sayings tucked away. My mum's from Lancashire, and my dad's from Wales, and I was born and brought up in Scotland. So I have a right mix of all sorts. If I suddenly start slipping, hi, is it Victoria? If I suddenly start slipping into various accents, that's why. It's not that I'm taking the mick, it's just that there's lots of them hidden away in there. Right, we're going to have to do something about this floating flower stalk. Can you come and play it in your craft room? Yeah, absolutely. On you come. This is what I love about the lives. Is anyone else crafting while they're watching? I love the idea of people just sitting crafting and then we're all just sort of having a little crafty session together. A little crafty sesh. Right. I'm going to chop this. Oh, just so that I can put it between the folds. Do, do, do. There we go. I'm so happy because we have used up a background that has literally just been sat in a box for ages, and now we're using up all the scraps from a BitBox. So this is all just randomness, and we're using up stuff that's in our stash. And sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we keep looking at all the gorgeous new stuff. And yes, I know I keep producing it, and I'm guilty of buying it all myself, but sometimes it's just nice to have a play with what we've got. Use it up. Right. I need to put that a little bit. I'll put it over. I just need to. I do have random bits, but I'm hoping by the time I sort of scribble in at some grass. Your daughter's doing her Welsh in your crafty space tonight. I don't know much Welsh. I know the big long place name. And my daughter is really excited because she started reading this book, and she was like, Mum, come and see this. She actually got really stuck into a book. She's thoroughly enjoying it, which is really good. It's nice to see her reading. And yeah, it had the big long place name in it. Can you remember any Welsh, Mum? If Dad's there, he can give you some. But yeah, the only Welsh I know is that big long place name. But my daughter thought it was hilarious because I taught her it as well. It's the only Welsh I know. I don't know why my dad taught me, but he did. And yeah, I taught my daughter as well. I think she quite liked being able to see it at school and know what it was. Right. Bring that over. Oh, sorry for you on Instagram. I've just realised I'm a bit too far over. Hang on. There we go. It's checking because we're streaming. We're currently streaming on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And because Instagram is a slightly different orientation, I've managed to make it work, but sorry, I just realised that I was doing all of that a little bit off centre. So if you weren't quite able to see, I do apologise. I hope that's a little bit better now. I am liking, we are getting there. So I think the next thing we need to do is to do some shadowing to make that pop, and then we will grind it all with a little bit of goulinery. Right, let's go get an Inktense pencil. Just wheeling my way across the craft room here. Right. Hello, EGR. I know your name, but it's literally just escaped me. I'm sitting here going, because we met at the eHearts Market. And I know your name. As soon as you tell me, I'm going to kick myself. But it's literally just escaped because I'm trying to do about 3 things at once. So I do apologise. If you can remind me of your name, I'd greatly appreciate it. Another fellow Scottish crafter. Right. Jenny. See, I knew as soon as you told me I would remember. How are you? Have you recovered? I can't believe it's been over a week since we were all down in Manchester. It was so good. It was such a good day. I'll have a vlog of that, hopefully going up Thursday. I've not even started editing it yet. Right, so I have my Inktense pencil and we're going to do some shadowing. So a bit like what we did earlier when we were sort of blending it all together. Sorry, I keep trying not to move over. Trying to make it comfortable and keep it in frame for the Instagram peeps. What am I going to say? So we've got this and it's all looking great, but we want those images to pop out. And the way that we will get it to pop out, bye Kim, thank you for joining us. The way we get it to pop out is to put shadow behind it. So the shadow behind it will push everything forward. So I'm just going to go in with my Inktense pencil. Now the great things about Inktense is they are water soluble, so they work like a watercolour. But the hint is in the name, because they are an ink, they become permanent. So they are fabulous for mixed media things because you can layer them up. And then once if you start to reactivate them and things, what am I trying to say? They don't reactivate. Quite often when you use a water soluble thing like your Distress inks or something like this, when you go back in to do the next lot of layering, it all moves again. It took you a week to recover, but it doesn't do that with this, which makes it perfect. I realise you can't see a thing just yet, but you know, just wait. So I'm just gonna pull that out. Now we are going over gel medium and gesso and texture paste and all sorts of marvellous things. So we might get I can't say that, Mum. That's Mum giving me some more Welsh to say. I can't say that. I can say, shall I do the long place name? I can do the long place name. But, you know. So once we do that, I don't know if you can see the difference. We've only just started putting the shadowing on this one. What's your name? Ah, see, I didn't know that. I wouldn't get very far. The only thing I'd be able to do is land myself in that little town to take photographs of the place name. That's as far as I'd get if I was stranded in Wales and only been able to speak Welsh. Right, but now if we have a look at this end one in comparison to all the other ones, can you see how this one pops off the page a bit more and how we are able to see? My house is a bit squint, but how we are able to see the actual picture and design. So we're going to gradually do that across. Oh, it's 9 o'clock already. Oh my days, we've been crafting for like an hour already. I will finish these 4 things. We're almost there. As I said, a bit of shadowing and a little bit of grounding, and I think we're probably good. We could possibly find some sentiments as well, but we'll just see how the time goes. As we said, you want to see this in various lives, so it can turn into a series if we don't quite manage to get to the point of completion today. I love what you can make with just random scraps of paper. It's very satisfying. And see, we are working on multiple surfaces here, which is a little bit tricky, but it's just going to add interest. I can see here that I've got a little bit of gel medium here because it's not fully taking it, but you know, it's all good. We will make it work no matter what. Okay. We are getting there. So I'm just sort of scribbling it on first to get my first layer down, and then to build it up I'm just pulling it off the pencil itself. You have these Inktense inks. They're amazing, aren't they? I love them. I got them off my hubby 1 year for our wedding anniversary. I did drop severe hints that I wanted them, and I was expecting a few of them in a tin, and he bought me the entire set in a wooden box display thing, which I was not expecting. Yeah, it's getting there. I don't know how many times I've said that now. I think I'm running out of things to say. I do apologise. My brain's in my happy colouring place, so actually trying to coordinate talking and colouring at the same time is quite difficult. I'm not quite sure how this bit's going to go. I can feel that this is going over gel medium, so we might not get the same intensity as we would if it was just paper, but we will do our best to make it work. Let's come around here as well. Oops. Okay. I feel like I'm going to have to get some more of the houses coloured up now to finish this, because it works so well with the houses. So this particular stamp set comes with lots more little houses, so I'll get some coloured up and we'll just have the whole thing full of quirky houses. You're from Anglesey, so Lanifair, we used to shorten it as it was just down the road. Yeah, could you imagine that was your address? Like you lived there. Like it would take up the entire envelope. Probably isn't enough room in the Royal Mail box to actually enter your address. I'm looking. I feel like it may need white splatters as well, but we'll see. We'll see what occurs. Yay! Okay. Just need to trim these random tree things off. And well, let's get some greenery in. Oh, so this pencil case, I just fixed it. It's got a tendency to want to sort of cut the fabric to catch. It's really annoying. Right, so I'm just going to come in with a green pencil and scribble underneath here just to get a little bit of colour in. And also we've got quite a lot of green in the background as well, so it's going to bring that back up. Now, the shadow has helped it pop, but I think it has made it quite dark as well. So I do think that if we get our white gel pen, do a little bit of doodling on some of the images and possibly a little bit of white splatter. So I'm just scribbling that way to start off with, just to get that green base in. And then I'm just going to scribble up to make it a little bit looser and to look like grass. And then I said we might need to do some white gel pen magic as well. A slightly different green, so we give it a bit more of a tone, multi-tonal value. Okay, so let's grab our white gel pen. I kind of want to do white splatters, but I don't know. I'm going to see if just adding a few little white doodles on the elements that have gone down, whether that's enough to lift it. I have a feeling we're going to need white splatters. So we'll just see how it goes. So the reason that we go in with the black and the white is that we have our, hello Olga, we have our ultimate shadow colour and ultimate highlight colour, and it should just help to make all the other things pop. But I do feel we're going to have to go splatters. But that's all right. It's fun doing splatters. This house still has a bit of a random funny shape, to be honest. I think we may need to fix that on another live because we've already been crafting for over an hour. That is quite cute. I also think, right, I just want to define these lines a little bit more. Kind of lost some of the definition, and I'm thinking it'll help. Also, the intensified black should just make the colours a little bit brighter. And we'll get that dried off and go for some splatters. Now, do we need sentiments, or is it good as is? Sorry, I know we've already done this step. Sometimes you just sort of have to keep going. If it's not right, it's not the end. And if you're at the stage where you think you're going to ruin it, that's the time you stop. Just thinking that, I don't know if that's made much difference. I'm just thinking it might have brightened it a little bit. I know it might feel counterproductive to put black on to brighten it, but honestly, as I said, adding your blacks and your whites, it helps your brighter colours to look brighter. That's amazing. In 2010, it seems such a long time ago, got married. Until Oh, sorry Stacey, you've had such a rough time. Sorry to hear about your son. Mum reckons I should have sentiments. Okay. Let's waft this down. And then we'll add a few white splatters, and then we will get some sentiments. So that is it as a whole, but we'll fold it down and show you it as individual pages as well. Because as you're flicking through the book, you'll see it as individual pages. Okay. I'm going to use this white acrylic ink. It's kind of done, to be honest, so I'm hoping that we're going to get enough life out of it for today. I need to replace it. Hello Rianne, how are you? Okay, so yes, this is not very, hang on, I'm going to have to, it's all gone thick and gloopy. He's now 8 with autism and ADHD, but together forever. Sorry, it's not quite come through properly. Well, I'm glad that he's got through his cancer treatment, okay? That's good. I know autism and ADHD isn't easy. We're fully convinced that my daughter has ADHD. She's down to be assessed. But people with autism and ADHD are incredibly intelligent and very, very creative. And that can be celebrated. Right. Let's get some white splatters on this. I'm just hoping it's going to just lift it a little bit. Trying not to make it look like they're currently in a snowstorm. very painterly and arty. There we go. Just going to turn it the other way so that the splatters aren't all in one direction. Okay, and then I'm going to have to waft this again just to put the sentiments on. And I better put the sentiments on because my mum asked. And I'm meeting her for lunch tomorrow, so you know. Hello, Moniarch. Sorry, I know that won't be your name, but it's your Instagram handle. And that's all I get shown. But lovely to have you with us anyway. I might have to blot this for just now. Your Facebook went funny, and so you tried Instagram. Well, we are live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, so hopefully between all of those you'll find a platform that works for you. I'm going to blot this because otherwise it's going to take forever. I can always add more white splatters later, but we've already gone like way over time. It's just not sure that's the best way to blot it, but we'll do it. The white splatters will still be there. Okay, let's grab some sentiments. I'm going to grab Dawn's sentiments. Because if I use mine, I'll have to stamp them out. And I've also got some, actually the Tim Holtz ones might work. Because I think we only need one word on each. So what have we got? House. That works. So we'll put that one there. Very random words in the Tim Holtz ones. Someone, something. Remember today. That'll work. Right, we need one that's got, so we have that one there. I think we can fit both of them in there. Remember today. Okay. And then we've got stay still. Oh, and if we put that there, then we get rid of that funny little flower stalk that was just randomly sitting there. Stay still. Okay, and then we can put together on this one. Right. Sentiments don't need to make sense. Plenty of choice. Absolutely. Right, so that is it like that. And then let's see if we can manage to kind of, because I've used the heat gun, I've sort of welded that together again. Right. So the book is like this. We will finish the book off in future lives. And I'm going to get some more houses. So there we go. It would go like this. So we've done those 4 pages and we will do, it'll probably take us another 2 lives, I think, to complete the book. But yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you, Sue. You are very welcome. Right. You'll have to excuse the glare on my face because it's going to be shocking. Can I turn that on? Yeah, it's even, ugh. Yeah. Actually, it's that one. There we go. I'm so vain. I'll not start singing the song because there'll be all sorts of copyright things. So, tomorrow we are on Create and Craft at 9 o'clock with the caravans and the girls from the Woodland Tots set. And the lovely Leonie is going to be demonstrating that. So for lots of inspiration, please do tune in for that. Our team are amazing. So if you are on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group, the Crazy Craft Hive. If you want to pop on there, there is daily inspiration. And there is lots more. There should be a vlog going up on Thursday. And there's a Dawn and Julia create on Saturday. So loads of inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time, which is next Monday at 8 o'clock. So see you then. Take care. Bye. And now I'm going to have to still try and look at you whilst trying to get my mouse work. But take care. See you later.